Welcome back to Church Production. I'm Marcel Patillo. When looking for a new mixing console for your church, there's a lot of features to look out for. Does it have enough inputs? Does it have good preamps? Does it have great effects? Is it easy enough for your volunteers to learn how to use? And when looking at all these features and looking through the consoles that are on the market, one thing is for sure, these things get expensive. Up to $100,000+ for one mixing console can get pretty crazy. But Tascam's line of SonicView mixing consoles has a lot of bang for a relatively small amount of bucks. And we've been working with Tascam and the team over at LifeMission Church to find out if the Tascam SonicView could be the mixing console for you. But before we get started, give this video a like and subscribe to the Church Production YouTube channel.
I'm Joseph Cottle. I'm the production director at LifeMission Church, so I oversee our production facilities and stuff for all of our campuses here up in our main campus in Olathe, our KCK campus, and then also down in Ottawa. And I'm also a contributor with Church Production Magazine.
My name's Patrick Robinson. I'm part of the staff at LifeMission Church in KCK, Kansas City, Kansas, for those who don't know. And I am over worship and prayer for this campus of LifeMission.
One thing I love about Tascam is they are a company that's hyper-focused on audio and audio only. They've been around for decades, just honed in on the audio world. From their headphones to their microphones, the mixing consoles like we're talking about today, and even their handheld field recorders like this DR40. I love using this thing because even with the built-in microphones, it sounds incredible. But the preamps in here will make any mic also sound robust and bold and big. And their SonicView mixing consoles are no different. They're surprisingly amazing in their sound and features, especially for the price point. But first, let's get into how easy are they to use.
Something that really stood out to me was just setting up the console. I pulled it out of the box, set it on the table, and even though we were using an analog configuration up here at our KCK campus, it was just ready to go. Like, you just plug it in and it's making sound. It was not difficult to set up at all. And other times with other consoles, you might have to go in and adjust some things here and there before you finally get it to make sound. But it was just basically plug and play, pulled out of the box, and the Tascam SonicView was making noise. It was really impressive.
Sound quality was with the SonicView was incredible. I mean, their preamps are definitely high class, industry standard, even better performing preamps than maybe a lot of other consoles in its class. I was impressed with the sound quality for sure.
So the unit that LifeMission Church has been using is the SonicView 24, which is a 24-channel recording and mixing console. It's got Dante enabled, it has motorized faders, and it even has great displays so you can really see what you're doing in the compression and the EQ side of things, as well as a plethora of effects. On paper, this thing has everything, but how is it in practice?
One of the things that I was really impressed with the Tascam SonicView was how they built in effects and how you can use effects. So on a lot of consoles, you're really limited as far as how many effects you can put on your mixes and your buses and things like that. Tascam allows you to just stack effects per channel. So the effects that are in the board, there's really kind of limitless opportunities and possibilities for crafting your mix, as opposed to what you get with other consoles or even sometimes like a wave server or something like that. It's really impressive what they've done there and put it in such a kind of small container. The chassis is not very big. It doesn't take up a lot of desk space, and so they've put a lot of power and punch into the SonicView that I think is going to be really handy for churches our size and even bigger.
So while some of us have professional audio engineers on staff, some churches may just rely on volunteers for their front of house or even their broadcast mix in the back. And some of those volunteers may be professional audio engineers, and some of them may just be people that are into audio and never have done it in a professional capacity before. So it's important to know when choosing a new audio console, is it easy enough to use that the pro can get it that comes from a different console and maybe just the new beginner can use as a volunteer?
As far as having volunteers come up to the Tascam SonicView and start using it, I was actually really impressed. One of the first nights we used it, we had one of our guys who is usually here on Sundays, mixing here at the KCK campus. And he had never used it before. And honestly, we didn't really prep him. We just said, here, make some noise. And he latched onto it really quick.
Honestly, I was surprised by the power. I mean, this thing has, the SonicView has their own like proprietary dedicated mix engine that operates apart from the other powering components of the console. It's got just a ton of power in it.
So with my experience with other Tascam products, it really doesn't surprise me that the preamps in this thing sound great. It also doesn't surprise me that the feature set is great and that the effects are great, and that it's even really easy to use. But I was curious lastly to know, what type of church and what size church do you think the SonicView series is really perfect for?
This console, the SonicView, could be used in a 1,000 plus, 2,000 plus size church. It has the power to do those things. It has the availability for all kinds of different applications. The effects plugins that are native to the console are extremely high quality. My background is more in sort of the studio setting, pro audio world. I do have lots of live experience, but what I have seen over the last 10 years, especially in the pro audio world, is vintage emulation kit where everybody is trying to pick up on the distressor compressors and the SSL channel EQ and compressors and exciters and stuff like that. I think there are places that do it well, and then there are places that do it kind of passable. And I think Tascam stayed very true to the kind of emulations that they were aiming to get with some of their more vintage model effects plugins.
So I said it before and I'll say it again. Mixing consoles can get crazy expensive. So the real wow factor to me is that the SonicView series packs so much punch for such a low price point. So a big thank you to Tascam for thinking about those of us who don't have pockets lined with money. And a big thank you to Joseph and Patrick for plugging this into your system and giving us your insight into what you thought about the Tascam SonicView 24. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the Church Production YouTube channel, as well as check out churchproduction.com for new articles and insights on everything church production. As always, I'm Marcel Patillo, and I'll see you all in the next one.